Recently, I learned about tweening. Tweening allows you to animate between two values smoothly so that way you can create many different animations in Roblox and other applications. Roblox can tween a lot of stuff, and I mean a lot. You can pretty much tween anything with a number value. So for example, if we have one number, let's say 3, and we want to change that number to 6, instead of changing 3 to 6, we count up from 3 until we hit 6. That's basically what tweening is, making the transition between the two numbers less abrupt and jarring to the user. This bouncing ball was created from a mesh part that I made in Blender. Then, after importing the OBJ file into Roblox Studio, I scaled the model up so that way it would be the correct size. The great thing about mesh parts is that unlike average parts, you have much more physical freedom. And this means that you can squish and squeeze the model to fit your needs. In my case, I tweened the Y position of the mesh to make it move up and down in a bouncing motion. Then I tweened the size property of the part to give it the bounce effect, the squish and squeeze effect that we're all seeing on screen. Later, I made this platform from a seat part. Then I stored the beginning and end positions as a vector3 in two local variables. Then in a script, I created an infinite loop, and it runs through the two tweens divided up with wait periods, so that we basically end up with a platform that moves between the two locations. Tweening, like lerping, which if you don't already know about, I'll be making a video about it in the future, allows you to interpolate between two numbers. Interpolation is basically when you place a value between two other values. If you've ever taken a geometry course, you may find this to be somewhat similar to the midpoint formula. The main difference between lerping and tweening, though, is that tweening is not limited to a linear curve which looks something like this. On the linear curve, everything moves at the same pace no matter how much time has elapsed. This just doesn't look realistic. When a door opens, it starts fast and slows as it reaches its destination. Or when you run, you start slow and begin to pick up speed as you keep going. We can solve the problem of realism with curves. With tweening, at least in Roblox, you can select between a multitude of different curves. If you're interested in learning more about all the different curves animators use, you can visit this website below or in this description, easings.net. On this website, you can see how each curve moves when it's applied. Roblox currently only supports linear, sine, back, quad, quart, quint, bounce, and elastic. That's 8 different styles that can be set in the tween info argument, and each comes with 3 states, in, out, and in-out. So ultimately, you have a choice between 24 different curves. Tweening is used for a lot of different things. In just a moment, I'm going to show you how to build an elevator with the tween service. So if we hop into Studio, we can start building a functional elevator. Okay, for this example, I'm going to be creating an elevator for you to add into your own games. As you can see here, this is going to be the final result. If I just press play real quick, you can see how that's going to turn out. Give it a moment to load. As you can see, the elevator rises and falls on a time delay. And if I go into the elevator, as you see, I go up, can get off, come back on, and as you can see, it works perfectly fine, and it's built all out of tweening, which is really cool. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to make this. So as you can see here, we have these 2 floors. I'm just going to duplicate those over. So this is what we have. We have the 2 floors, and of course we have the elevator model. Alright, so I just built this by taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, stacking them into a box, and then I unioned them together to make it more simple. I'm just gonna copy that over. So as you can see, this is all one part right here because it's been unioned together, so it's 5 parts into one. Matter of fact, I can actually separate it real quick and show you. So right here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just selected all of them and union them together until it's just one part. Okay, so now I'm just gonna rename this to elevator. You don't have to do this, I'm just doing it for simplicity. And inside of here, you want to create a server script. And in this script, I'm just going to delete everything. Make this a little bigger so you can see it. And you're going to start off by making a local variable called elevator. And you're going to set this equal to the parent of this script. This parent of this script in this case is the elevator. So there you go. Alright. And then also we're going to create two variables here. The first one's going to be move time. So that's how much time it's going to take to get from load. Move time is going to be how much time it takes to get from one location to the next location. So in this case, we're going to set this to like 3 seconds. Alright, and another variable here, delay time. Delay time is going to be how much time it waits before moving again. Okay, and we're going to set this to 2 seconds. Now, all we have to do now is create a while loop. Alright, and it's just going to be infinite. And then in here, it's tween time. So, first of all, you got to get the tween service. So game : get service. Alright, and we're going to type in tween service here. Then you got to create the tween. Alright. So you can create it from the tween service here by running this method or function. Alright, and in here, then there's 3 parts to every tween. The first argument for creating a tween is the actual part that you're going to be affecting. So in this case, it's the elevator part, which is stored up here in this variable. Alright, comma, then you're going to be typing in the tween info. Tween info can have a variety of different things. So anyways, in here, we're just going to type in the amount of time that we want for the moving to be. Alright, so in this case, we're just going to type in move time. Alright, and lastly, we're just going to do a comma, and this is going to be the actual properties we're going to change. So in this case, it's going to be position. Alright, and this is going to equal P1. Alright, now what is P1, you may ask? It's going to be the first position. Alright, we're going to create that in just a second. And then lastly, at the end of every tween, you actually got to play it if you want to do anything. If you do not call this function or method, it will not do anything. So then you're going to type in play. Alright, then under here, we're going to just wait, so that way it actually does it. Because the reason why we have to wait is because tween service is synchronous with everything else. So basically, while the tween service is running, other things can run. It does not yield. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to basically force it to yield by doing a wait function. Alright, in this case, we're going to add move time with delay time, so that way it waits the entire move time and then also stops and waits the delay time. Alright, and then you're just going to copy this and you're going to paste that down there again, and you can just change this P1 to P2, and let's create those two variables. Vector3 dot new, and just type in this for now, and P2. Alright, so what you're going to do now is you're going to drive into this, or you're going to go into the base plate, and first we're just going to get the current position. This is the baseline position. Alright, and copy that off the position sidebar right over here. And if we go into our script, not my reference script, just paste that into there, and that's going to be our P2 position. Alright, because we want it to first go up to the second floor and then come back down to the first floor again. Alright, and then we're going to come here and we're going to drag this up until we get to the position we want. This is P1, and then copy this again, go into our script, and paste that. Alright, and as you can see, the first one's going to be at 25 and the second one is going to be there at 5. So those are the two Y positions that we're basically changing. And now, if we just zoom this out a little bit, you can see the whole thing. This is pretty much the whole script right here. So if you want, you could just take a look at that. And if we press play now, you can watch as our elevator moves up and down. Now you might get some issues. Obviously, as you can see, this elevator is not having a lot of fun right here. And the reason why is because we did not anchor the elevator. As you can see, it just tried to elevate or levitate there for a second, if you click the anchor button, and let's bring it back down to the first floor, everything should be functional then. And as you can see, here is our elevator, moving up and down alongside the other one over there. And it works exactly the same, just has a little bit different texture there. But we can just jump on in. And as you can see, we go up. And now we're on the second floor. Same thing here. And there we go, a working elevator. With that, I hope you guys try to implement this into your own game, whether it be an animated menu or a full working elevator. I would really like to see what you guys come up with, so please let the whole community know in our Discord server listed in the description below. If you enjoyed watching, please consider subscribing so you can watch more weekly videos. I'll be uploading a new one of these every Wednesday. Thanks for watching.